Oscar and his wife Marion had 2 children. Their son John was a very talented, gifted man of many skills and abilities. You know, a gifted attorney, a gifted figure skater, extremely smart. And I think watching that wonderful son of theirs have to deal with the challenges of multiple sclerosis was truly devastating for both Oscar and Marion. And, you know, even with all the resources they could bring to bear, they couldn't take away the pain and loss that John had to experience as MS sort of chipped away at his health and his abilities to do the things that he loved.
I met Oscar and his son John Dystel, who had MS, back in the 80s. I was an MS nurse and I was coordinator of the MS Center at Einstein. Oscar had brought John for consultation, which Oscar did a lot of. He brought John to whatever MS specialist he could find for a consultation. And following that meeting, I heard a great deal from Oscar. There weren't a whole lot of MS nurses around at that time, and so he called me very often with questions about John.
The impact of his son's diagnosis of MS on Oscar was profound. He loved John very much, and it was not easy for him. It mobilized him to try and do things for MS, for the MS Society, reacting to tragedy with energy.
My father had a huge impact on the society as a whole, and therefore on the individual lives of those people who suffered from MS. I mean, and the reason I say that is primarily because of his passion and his unwillingness at any turn to give up. And I think that those 2 things have rubbed off on those who are leading the society now.
Well, aside from, you know, sharing his wealth, which he's been very generous to the society and set up his own research fund, I think his greatest legacy to the MS Society was, as tragic as it was, what brought him to the MS Society. He became incredibly passionate about the MS Society and was very open about what MS had done to his family, and he didn't want to see it done to any other family. And the same vigor and passion he brought to his publishing life, he brought to his experience in the MS Society.
I think Oscar's motivation for creating the prize was to encourage research in MS. We give a lot of prizes, Nobel Prize, Pulitzer Prize, Academy Awards, and we like to recognize people who made contributions. We also want to spur people on. In our country, it isn't easy to deal with something as tough as MS. By giving a prize, it recognized how hard it was, and it encouraged people to do the best they could.
And I think my father and mother decided that they really wanted to do something to further a search for the cure in my brother's name. And that's how the research prize was formed.
Shortly before John's death in 2003, Oscar called me and said that he realized just how important nursing care was to John's life, and that in addition to his priority for research, which always remained critical in his mind, he really also wanted to focus on care, and asked me to establish a program for clinical training of nurses who could take care of John and extend to other people with MS the same kind of care that John had received.
I think it is an invaluable experience and something that's not normally targeted at nursing. Usually fellowships are aimed at medicine, which is extremely important, but But I also think nursing and the role that we play in supporting people to live with this disease and helping them with symptom management and improving their quality of life is really important. And if I didn't have this fellowship, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today.
I think that Oscar's contributions have affected the whole MS community. They've affected the people who are living with the disease and their family members, but also the clinicians and the scientists who are working so hard to address the challenges and to find a cure. He wanted everybody living with the disease to have access to the kind of care that his son John had. And you know, he's one of those people who puts his money where his mouth is, and he says the nursing care and the comprehensive care that John had is something everybody needs to have, so I want to train people to provide that kind of comprehensive care. As a result of that, we have Dystel nurses, people who've been trained, especially in MS comprehensive care around the country, taking better care of people living with MS, all because of Oscar. Similarly, I think his funding of an award for excellent research in the field of MS is going to ensure that people living with the disease get answers, and maybe even a cure, faster than we would have thought possible.
Oscar's contribution have made people with MS have better lives. There's no question about it. It's helped to bring treatments, it's helped to bring comfort, and he made a big difference.
You know, when we think about our legacy, it's really the impression or the mark we put on an organization. And I think if you bring up Oscar to this day, whether it's in New York or in the Southern New York chapter, he represents a very dedicated person with tireless efforts, and I think his legacy will be that he's set a standard for people to measure themselves by on how they contribute to the society.
He really brought care and quality of life and the importance of maintaining heart function into the forefront, and that legacy will certainly continue.
I think that Oscar's legacy lives on in MS comprehensive care, to which he has contributed a lot. His training of clinicians ensures that they go out and do a better job addressing the vast needs of individuals and families living with this very challenging disease.
Well, his legacy will always be there because the Dystel Prize is always there. And the legacy is one of continuing to do research in MS until there's a cure.